Hey guys, welcome to the Editing Bard, the channel that brings you writing tips that make sense. So I had not planned on doing this today, but I was too excited, and technically this is my first ever live unboxing. I haven't actually done one of these. I've been dying to do one of these, just hadn't had the opportunity. The one opportunity I did have, I had gotten my student's book, and I ripped it open because I was so excited. So I didn't get a chance to do it then, but I'm going to do it now. I was fumbling around on Twitter, saw Lauren, one of our beloved Louisiana author tubers, on here, and she mentioned that she got some hardbacks for $1 from BookOutlet. And I was like, I love me some books, especially if they're cheap, because let's face it, most people can't afford $28 to, well, most people just can't afford $28. So anyway, that is what kind of started this whole thing. So I'm going to also use this as an opportunity to determine whether it's going to be kind of worth your guys' money to get stuff from BookOutlet. Haven't ever done it before. Didn't know they exist. Oh, one sec. So yeah, super excited now. There. Just got the box. Looking at the box, it's a wee bit beat up, which is mildly concerning. You know, it's got some pretty sizable dents in the box here. So I'm hoping that the books are still in relatively good condition. Yes, Lauren, I did find it from your tweet, and I blame you for the money that I spent, even though I'm still really excited about it because books. Awesome. Thank you so much for the support, Dell. Dell says she's hopping in. Lauren says, did you find it from my tweet? Yes, I did. Okay, so a little worried about the box, just kind of being as beat up as it is. But yeah, I got a bunch of stuff, so I'm super interested to see what's going to happen. I got my stabby here. See? It's great thinking. This is literally my first unboxing. I'm a virgin unboxer. And so this is the first one. So you all should be feeling very, very excited about it. So it says not to use a box knife. So I'm going to just use stabby. Don't try this at home, kids. Okay. With that out of the way, let's see. Assuming my receipt. So I got 8 books. I went ham as I was going through there. I really should not be left alone on a book site. So I needed adult supervision. Okay. I feel like there's more than 8 books in here, but wow, there's actually a few more of these that are hardback that I didn't realize. Okay. Very cool. Let's see here. Okay, good to know. All right, so first up, guys, we have Seafire by Natalie C. Parker. This is one of the ones that I had gotten. So the first in a heart-stopping trilogy that recalls the undeniable feminine power of Wonder Woman and the powder keg action of Mad Max Fury Road. Seafire follows the captain of an all-female ship intent on tracking down vicious warlords' powerful fleet. So, I mean, so to give you guys an idea, like, I have a very sensitive gag reflex to YA, mainly because some of it is done and is just so cringy. And there were several books in there. There was an Aladdin retelling, and I was just like, no, can't do it. So these I don't know, this looks like a, I don't know if you can see this, but this legit looks like a blood stain. I don't know if it is or not. I'm gonna hope that it's a marker and not a blood stain, that someone didn't get like a severe paper cut. But okay, so quality of the book sleeve looks nice. It's hardback. The book itself is undamaged, which is really nice. A little beat up around here on the corners. But I mean, you're not getting these books brand new in many cases. Some of them are lovingly used. But I would say that this is actually really nice condition. Even has the Target 20% off cover price, because essentials. Mermaids, pirates. Yeah, I like pirates. And so, I mean, what can I say? I'm a sucker for pirates. And actually, you'll notice that a lot of these are actually female protagonists. Because I'm writing a fantasy novel with a female protagonist, I wanted to make sure that I was kind of getting some of that. I literally, like, all of the books behind me are predominantly male protagonists. And the ones that aren't and that are female are not YA centric. So I wanted to get some YA centric ones. Okay, this one I'm super excited about. Sky in the Deep. I didn't look actually to see what. Okay. So the book, it's got some bending right here. I don't know if you guys can kind of see that. I'll kind of aim it on my head. So it's got some bends. Yes, it is kind of a Viking-esque. This is by Adrian Young. And I did not choose these authors based on the authors. I was like, that's pretty book cover. Buy it. That's kind of what and reading the stuff. So this is raised to be a warrior. 17-year-old Elin fights alongside her Aska clansmen in an ancient rivalry against the Riki clan. Her life is brutal but simple. Fight and survive until the day she sees the impossible on the battlefield. Her brother fighting with the enemy. The brother she watched die 5 years ago. So that got me when I was reading it. So other than the slight denting of the corners up here, this book looks to be in good shape. And it's hardback, which I like. I think I paid like $4 for this one. I'll also tell you guys what I paid for it. Where is it? Sky in the Deep. It doesn't tell me. Well, that's dumb. I didn't pay over $7 for any of these books. So I do know that. I didn't pay any of that. But this Viking-esque thing looks freaking amazing. Nice. Loving this. Okay. This one's paperback. Or soft cover. I don't see any blood markings on this one, so this is good. So this is Berserker by Emmy Laybourne. So this one I also liked the general gist of it. So 1883. I'm assuming it's Hannah. It's Hanne. Would give anything to be free of the ancestral Viking curse that overcomes her when she or anyone she loves is in danger. She becomes a berserker, an elegant, graceful, and shameless killer. Like, for real, guys. I'm so excited. Yeah, this looks freaking amazing. I mean, this is like pristine condition. Like this, I don't even think it's not even gonna show up. It's like a slight bend, but like seriously, like this is pristine. Really, really nice. Really looking forward to diving into this book, especially just the setting. Most of these are kind of like if it's Viking-esque and there's an ancestral curse, the ones that I've seen are typically more modern. The fact that this one takes place in like the late 1800s, I thought was like really, really cool. So super excited about that. Hey, Chris. Yes, it's edgy killer protagonists. Okay, so this one is super dusty. The Prodigy by Tosca Lee. I'm super excited about this one. I've wanted to read Tosca Lee for a while now. I just haven't had the opportunity to find or get any of her books. So let's see. Yeah, this book in particular is just really dirty. Like I can see the fingerprints from whoever was handling it. So I'm sensing that this was like somewhere sitting on a shelf for a really long period of time. So obviously it didn't sell very well. So the premise is when you wake up, you remember nothing, not your name or where you were born or the faces of the people you knew. Just a single warning written to yourself before you forgot it all. Emily, it's me, you. Don't ask about the last 2 years. Don't try to remember and don't go digging. Your life depends on it. Others' lives depend on it. By the way, Emily isn't your real name. You died in an accident. You paid extra for that. So I'm not Prodigy. Progeny, right? Progeny, something like that. But she's the descendant of a serial killer. Now she's the hunted. That's kind of like the tagline for the book. So super excited about this one. Tosca Lee, getting to know hers. The book, aside from the dust on here, the dust is real. Book's in pristine condition. And again, I didn't pay a whole heck of a lot for these books. I'm going to see if I can find what I paid so that way you guys can get an idea of so like I paid $40 for all of it. I mean, some of these are really nice hardcovers. Let's see. Whoops. Can't spell outlet either, apparently. Okay, though. I'm a professional. And we are good. Okay. So, Sky in the Deep. Okay, I lied. That one was $7.38. That was the Viking-esque looking one. Seafire was $4.66. Berserker was $2.79. Progeny was $4.39. Let's see. So then we got another book by Tosca, The Line Between. And an extinct disease has reemerged from the melting Alaska permafrost to cause madness in its victims, and now it's spreading. Hashtag too soon. For former apocalyptic cult member Winter Roth, it's the end she's always been told was coming. Ooh. I mean, granted, I read this, but it sounded fascinating. So super excited about this one. I mean, the book is pristine. It is super clean, no dents, some little bending around the book sleeve itself, which, I mean, really, it's going to happen anyway. And I don't really care. So this was really nice. The Line Between, I just saw it, paid $4.66 for that. And so, I mean, most of these right now, out of the 8 that I got, only 3 actually ended up being paperback or soft cover. Everything else is hardcover, which I didn't realize when I was ordering it. because reasons. So Out of the Silent Planet by C.S. Lewis. So this is the first book in C.S. Lewis's acclaimed space trilogy, which continues with Paralandra and That Hideous Strength. Out of the Silent Planet begins the adventures of the remarkable Dr. Ransom. So I've never read his space trilogy. I've obviously read the Chronicles of Narnia, because if you didn't read that, you didn't have a childhood, in my opinion. This, for being a strange little sticker, soft cover. I mean, you guys look at this. Like, it's, besides of the marking, I mean, like, the pages aren't bent. It's really clean. Everything has some dust on it, but I mean, I go to the library, get books for free all the time, and there's dust on those too. So not particularly worried. This one was a fascinating one. So this is The Tesla Legacy by K.K. Perez. And Lucy Phelps has a perfectly normal life. That is, until a fateful encounter in the Tesla suite of the New Yorker hotel unlocks an ability to manipulate and control electricity. Oh, yes. So I gotta say, I'm super excited about this one too. It reminded me a little bit of Infamous. I don't know if you guys have played that game. It was on the PS3, but you play a guy named Cole, and he develops these electrical powers, all that kind of stuff. It gave me a similar vibe there, so excited about this one. Again, like, pristine condition. This is more so than kind of what I was expecting. This one's third person by the looks of it, which most of the other ones are first. You can see some bending kind of around the spine for the book itself. But, I mean, superficial stuff. For the amount I paid for this, like, this is ridiculous. This book alone is $19. Some of the other ones were like 26. So, I mean, I've saved a lot so far. This one, this isn't even the same book. They misstickered it. Bunch of dinguses. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to get that off yet. This one is an Enchantment of Ravens. I loved the sound of this book. This is probably the one that I'm looking forward to the most. So it's by Margaret Rogerson. So the back says, every enchantment has a price. Isabel is a prodigy in this one. It is Prodigy in this one. Portrait artist. Prodigy? Yeah, portrait artist with a dangerous set of clients, the immortal fair folk. But when she receives her first royal patron, Rook, the Autumn Prince, she makes a terrible mistake. She paints mortal sorrow in his eyes, a weakness that could cost him his life. So this is probably the one that I'm going to be reading first after I finished with one of my students' nonfiction books. So very, very excited about this. So what does it all add up to? So I got 8 books. And let's see, for the last 2, the Tesla Legacy, that was $3.73, and Enchantments of Ravens, Enchantment of Ravens was $4.66. So really the most expensive one was Sky in the Deep, which is this one at just under $7.50. I would say that out of all of them, it's probably got the most bending around the edges here. They're bent in pretty good. But so $8 or no, excuse me. And I didn't pay for shipping. I was just like, ship it to me in the week to 2 weeks. I don't really give a crap. I don't want to pay extra for shipping. And if you have over $35, it's free shipping, which I ended up at $38.51. So $38.51, no shipping, 8 books, and all in really nice condition. Like some of the books that I've gotten from the library are in fairly good condition. Used books that I've gotten from, Goodwill or from some of like the local thrift stores, they've been a little bit more beat up. But I got to say, for the amount of money that I spent, when some of these books were easily, I think the least expensive one was out of, well, that one was $16. So we got $16. Let's just do some quick math on just like how much I saved here. So I got 16. Sky in the Deep was $17.99. Ravens. So the Ravens actually is the least expensive one right now at just $10.99. This is obviously retail. The Prodigy is $18.99. Tosca coming in at $26. Yeah, it sucks for those in Canada. It's $35 up there. Woof. Can't imagine. 26. Which one is? Yep, Tosca again. So Tosca is the spendy one. Berserker. Oh, $10.99. Okay. And then there is a smell with it, but I think it's just the dust. It doesn't actually. Oh, wait, there it is. $18.99 for Seafire. Okay, so here's to put it in for perspective for you guys. Let's see. All right, you guys are calculating savings. I was promised intrigue and war and the like. Instead, by chapter 8, the Stolen Throne. I haven't heard of the Stolen Throne. I didn't see that one. Oh, love triangles. See, I try to avoid those. That's one of where my gag reflex is like, can't do it. Book skipped entirely and mentioned in passing. Oh yeah, that's not good. Oh, you don't skip big battles. Yes, Lauren, it most definitely was. So the grand total, okay, if I were to buy all of these books retail, came out to $145.95. So the $38.51 that I spent, I saved over $100 going to BookOutlet. Which, I mean, I'll take that. I mean, that's a pretty sweet deal for a bunch of books that look brand new. I mean, I like buying brand new books. Like I said, like I dropped $40 on this one alone because it was a student of mine and it was pre-sale. So I was doing that to support her. I actually got one of my other students, their book finally came in today, which I was super excited about. And I did an interview with her, so you guys will have seen that. Oh, so this is from my student Jen. Have a good morning, and she tied a little gift on it and stuff. It looks like there's a book note and a card in there, so I'll have to check that out. But I dropped $40 on their books alone, because, well, they're my students, and so yeah, I would say that not knowing what I was getting out of this, I would say I actually came out ahead and looking really good. I got 8 new books that look absolutely fantastic in quality. Now, granted, this doesn't reflect on like the whole. On BookOutlet, you can they tell you the type of the general condition of the books that they're doing. So make sure that you do your due diligence and look before you actually buy. Find out for sure what it is. You know, you can look at the general description. It'll say, you know, gently loved. I'm going to paraphrase that. You know, I would say that they were taken care of. Some of them, I believe, are books that were ordered but never sold. So a lot of times, some of these books sat on a shelf or sat in storage, which would explain some of the bending for some of them. But I mean, really, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Saving $107 on 8 books and getting it for less than $40 and not having to pay shipping. So I would definitely say that's going to be fun to kind of dive into. Yep. Have fun, Lauren. Take care. Chris, to answer your question, so I freelance with a publisher called New Degree Press. They have a partner program called Creator Institute. And so I freelance with them doing developmental editing work. I also have, through my business, the Editing Bard, I do coaching. So like coaching calls, depending on people's needs. Then if they want a full-on mentorship that lasts about a year, then I walk them through the process of writing their book, developing their book, starting to generate interest in their book. And then I typically work with them and set them up in line with the publisher. The publisher still has to accept their manuscript. But I've worked out an arrangement that the clients who go through me for the mentorship, I can send them over to the publisher, and they have a very high chance that they will get in and get their book published. 2 of the students I worked with, not clients through the business, they got both of their books published. I mean, so you could see the book cover. They fundraise for their books. And so you pay a down payment to enter into the program for the publishing. You get the cover design, campaigns, all of the editing covered by fundraising. It covers the cost of ebook, paperback, if you fundraise enough, audiobook, and hardback. I'm actually going to be submitting my book to them in June. So about a month from now, I'm going to be submitting my book along with 2 of my other clients that I'm working with right now are going to look at submitting to them as well and try and move forward with publishing. And then they have the book published in about 6 months. And that includes all of the editing, designing, proofreading, betas. I mean, the whole kit and caboodle, and you still retain 100% of the rights. So gotta like that. And they teach you how to do it and how to do it right, which is what I've appreciated and which is why I wanted to work with them. So hope that answers your question. If you have any additional questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I don't think YouTube still has a messaging system. I think they kind of did away with that. You can also go down and check out my website. It's down in the show notes. theeditingbard.com, and you can reach out to me there. I've added a new chat feature, which is fun. I've also just created a portfolio page, so you can see all the books that I've worked on that have been edited and published. So that was fun. I got to do that, showcase my students and clients' work a little bit more, which is really why I did it, because I love them to bits. So guys, main point, Books Outlet, not a bad way to go. I would definitely check it out. And I don't think I put it down in the show notes beforehand, which was an oversight on my part. But for those who are following after this, down in the show notes, I'll have a link that goes to Books Outlet, and you can sign up and do that kind of stuff. So, guys, thanks so much for joining in. If you guys know anybody who loves to buy books and get books for relatively inexpensive, and they have some questions about Books Outlet, send them over here, and helps support the channel. And if you haven't already, make sure you go down and like and subscribe, hit the bell notification icon. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for being here for my very first unboxing, and I will talk to you guys next time. Take care.